Hello guys, this is your boy Sweet Sauce back with another video. I wanted to do an update on the Wave of Light build that I've been working on. So, let's just hop right into it. So let's start off with this charm. So I got Exploding Palm, 2% damage, Wave Strike, 2% damage, Wave of Light, 2% damage, Fist of Thunder, 4% damage. It's pretty much a main key that you want. It's pretty much a main key that you want to use the Fist of Thunder 4% damage. Because that's going to be the biggest damage for this build besides the Wave of Light and the Exploding Palm. We'll use all three of those skills like a lot during this build. It's kind of like an Exploding Palm. It's kind of like an Exploding Palm Mystic Ally Wave of Light build, but it's mainly for the Wave of Light damage, since the new helm that came out where Wave of Light can actually proc Exploding Palm, so now that you don't have to use 7-sided strike anymore to deal damage. But this is my build that I've been using a lot recently in the past couple of days. Actually, I want to get into the set items the most right now. So, I've been experimenting. I use 2 set pieces of Calabasas. Right now, I'm in the works of getting 4-piece set of Shepherds. So your summons deal 15% more damage, which means that your Mystic Allies will deal 15% more damage on top of you, getting unlimited cooldowns, right? So crit hit chances increased by 3% for each of your summons, up to a maximum of 18%. So Mystic Allies, it's like 6% crit hit chance increased, which is pretty big. And that's what I'm trying to go for right now. I've been farming in Hell 4 a lot today, trying to get the 2-set bonus. Right now, I've only gotten the amulet, and it's not even really that good. We don't want that willpower. The Vit is alright for HP, but we'd rather have like Fortitude and Strength for damage and armor penetration. So we want to go for the summons, deal 15% more damage, plus the crit hit chance increased by 6% for each of your summons, which means basically I'm just adding 2 Mystic Allies equals 6% crit hit chance. You can honestly go with 6 set if you wanted to, just go Mystic Ally build, but this is what I've came up with so far. I think I'm going to go with the 4 set Shepherds and the 2 set Calabasas because of the primary attack damage is increased by 15%. So right now, I'm using Life Potency in my amulets, Resistance in my gloves, Damage in my belt, Armor Penetration in my boots, Resistance in my ring, and Damage in one of my rings. But I'm not fully geared on the set pieces, it's just RNG right now. So let's get a little bit more into the Legendary side. So I've been testing Legendary Gems out and all sorts of other Legendaries of making this build good. So we got Numb Realization with skill damage increased, damage to full enemies, full life enemies increased by 7.5%. Crit hit chances increased by 30%. And I'm thinking Berserker Eye is pretty good because of the fact that it increased all damage you deal by 13%, which means that your skills, your primary attack, and your minions will deal 13% increased damage as well. And increases your critical hit chance by 1.5%, which is pretty big. That's pretty massive. That's a big crit hit chance up, you know. So, but also increases all damage you take by 5%. So you're taking 5% more damage, but you're dealing 13% more damage out, and you're getting 1.5% crit. And plus, you get, once you rank it up enough, you get increased chance to find magic items by 5%. By rank 9, you'll have crit hit chance increased by 2%. So the reason why we're using Numb Realization is because Exploding Palm Bleed effect now has a 30% chance to be detonated by other attacks, meaning if like, okay, I Exploding Palm, I can Wave of Light right there. I can Wave of Light, explode. You have a 30% chance of Wave of Light exploding your Exploding Palm, right? So it's really good. This helm is probably the best helm for Monk in the game, in my opinion, because I mean, you can rock Exploding Palm with anything at this point. I mean, if you wanted to go Cyclone Strike, okay, use the fucking Numb Realization, use the freaking, use some kind of Exploding Palm weapon, and then you can put on my second option here that I have found really good in this thing, is the Robe. And I'm using Blessing of the Worthy, which is just so good for monks because you're always going to be in the pocket trying to fist fight. And then you're over here and you're unleashing Retribution, and it deals 14% damage equal to your maximum life. And it can recur every 20 seconds. It's so good for monk. It's one of the best gems for monk, in my opinion. So that right there, the robe, Cyclone Strike now produces a dust storm that impairs enemy vision and deals damage. So that means if, like, okay, my Wave of Light's on cooldown, I can still go Exploding Palm, Cyclone Strike. And if they're inside the Cyclone Strike, they have a 30% chance of explosion of detonation, which is pretty good. So, and then my third one, I think these are the best freaking Wave of Light shoulders in the game. I don't think any other one of them are any better than this. So, and it's not that good at attributes. I'm still trying to farm up gear. I'm just now fresh starting in Hell 4. So, primary attack damage increased by 4.5%, skill damage increased by 4%. Your primary attacks have a 6% chance to reduce enemy attack and movement speed. That's pretty big. Pretty big. Those are all three pretty good. And then we're going to use Bottled Hope. Actually, we don't even really need to use Bottled Hope. I forgot to change that. You could probably use, since it's going to be primary attacks, you could actually use Invigoration. So you could, like, take out Bottled Hope, and you could use Power and Command. You can use Feather Fang, or you can use... I don't think I have it. You can even use Lightning Core if you wanted to, but I'd rather use Power and Command, which is going to give us a lot more damage. So when you use Power and Command, you have Power increases your primary attack damage by 13.5%, and Command increases all other skill damage by 13.5%. So it means, like, all your other skill damage, which means, like, my Wave of Light, my Exploding Palm, my Mystic Allies, anything that I'm using other skill-wise is going to get another 13.5% damage boost. Each time these states alternate, you have a 15% chance to dispel a harmful effect from yourself, which means, like, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for PvP and PvE, in my opinion. So we're using Shimmerlands for Wave of Light. Now releases a wave of energy that damages all enemies in its path and burns them, but can no longer have multiple charges. I don't know why it's saying that, because you get multiple charges. So, like, I mean, look, I can do it 1, 2. It's still, I don't understand why it's doing that. I don't get it. Next, we're gonna use Companion's Melody with it's got, like, a bunch of defensive stuff, block chance and damage taken reduced. We're going to use Winzon's Hunting. It's not the best one, but, I mean, it's just a little extra DPS, in my opinion. So, when you defeat an enemy, a Dark Beast attacks nearby enemies, dealing 60% base damage, plus 486. It can occur every 6 seconds. It's just a bunch of DPS. You don't have to use that, but we're going to use this for the duration of our Mystic Allies, increased by 30%. We're going to use Rod of Echoes. Another crit hit chance and primary attacks have a chance to reduce enemy attack and movement speeds. We're going to use Blood-Soaked Jade. You can't beat that. It's always an S tier gem right there. Increase all damage you deal by up to 10.5% while at full life, with a minimum bonus of 5.25% while at low life. Increase your movement speed by 10%. Can't beat movement speed and damage. You just can't. And we're going to use this for the cooldown decrease by 15% of Mystic Allies. And then our final piece, we're going to use Reaching Rebuke with double crit, which is really best stats you can get for Monk, because you want that crit hit damage to be up and crit hit chance to be up. You're actually doing a lot more DPS. And we're going to use Seeping Bile, another S plus tier, I would have to say, because you're always going to be attacking, so you have a 4% chance to poison enemies, inflicting 30% more base damage plus 263 every 6 seconds. This poison spreads to nearby enemies if the victim dies. Cannot affect the same target more often than once every 20 seconds. Plus, once you get it up to rank 3, the poison also decreases enemy movement speed by 6%, which is pretty badass for PvP and PvE. So we're going to use Reaching Rebuke for Exploding Palm. Now launches you at a location and strikes that area with a giant palm as you land, damaging all nearby enemies, but its cooldown is increased. Don't worry about the cooldown, it's not that big. So, like, you just, like, the rotation would be like, okay, I'm fighting a yellow, right? So we're going to Exploding Palm. Exploding Palm again. You can do all this in the rotation. I mean, the cooldowns are pretty abnormal in my opinion. I don't think it's that big. I think it's pretty good. I think it's going to be even better when you get the 4-piece shepherds. So you get your summons deal 15% more damage, which is going to increase your Mystic Allies damage by 15%. And then you're going to turn around, and while they're active, you get 6% critical hit chance increase. Then your Shell Bassus, where you're getting primary attack damage increased by 15%. It's pretty good in my opinion. I really like it. So like right now, this is my stats. I'm doing 4.5k damage. I got too much willpower. I'm still working on all my gear. 608 strength, 643 fortitude, 766 vitality. But this is where the main stats. My CR right now is 3.5k. My crit hit chance right now is 14.5%. Crit hit damage is 7.5%. Movement speed is 10%. Cooldown reduction is 4%. Attack speed is 1%. Block chance is 9%. Damage increase is 20%. 15% magic find. 1% life regen. And my resonance isn't that high, so we're not even going to get into that, like how bad it is. And then we'll go over Paragon real quick. I've tested it out. Vanquisher's alright, but once you hit Paragon 150, I would try to get into Mastermind because you're getting potency. As their party members within 5 yards of you gain 3% increased skill damage while your party has members from 4 different classes. That means if you're playing Necro, Barb, Crusader, and Monk, you're getting... Everybody is getting a 3% increased skill damage, which is pretty good for the party. Really nice. You're getting 60 armor penetration here. Mutual defense. All party members within 5 yards of you gain 3% additional damage reduction while your party has a member from 4 different classes. This is really only necessary if you're running like 4 different classes in the same group. So you're getting 3% damage reduction, and you're getting 3% increased skill damage. Then you're getting 400 damage on top of that, and then increases your critical hit chance by 2.5% for each different class present in your party. The more you don't... So the more people you don't... that are different classes in your party, you're getting 2.5% in critical hit chance increase. I think it's really good for pretty much all content, in my opinion. I don't think there's really necessary to do Vanquisher. It's alright, it's not the best. So once you get here, you're gonna get 4,000 life. And I'm trying to work my way here for superior coordination. So radius of coordinating and assault, which is this, and mutual defense, which is this, is increased by 10 yards. I messed up and put armor. You don't need this at all. But I'd say just go find weakness. While your party has members from 4 different classes, your attacks have a 5% chance to make bosses vulnerable for 3 seconds. Damage taken by vulnerable targets is increased by 20%. So what it means is like you have like a 5% chance to make them vulnerable for 3 seconds, which is going to increase your damage by 20% for 3 seconds every time it happens. So it's really good for boss killing. It's really, really nice. But I would have to say go for the superior coordination. Don't put anything in armor. Just go this route. You don't have to do anything for resistance. Just go all the way for potency, armor penetration, damage, life, get superior coordination. And then for PvP, I just spec'd into all of it because all of these are super good. I mean, you're getting lost control of your character, you are immune. So every 30 seconds, you're getting immunity to lost control effect. And then you're coming over here, you get Trapper. When you are below 30% life, you will lay a trap beneath your feet every 5 yards. You travel over the next 6 seconds. And it's pretty good. You're getting Quick-Witted, which reduces the duration of lost control effects against you by 10%. That's pretty big. And then Cheat Death, which means you basically get a cheat death. And then you get Rapid Recovery, reduces the cooldowns of Trapper, and Uncontrollable. It's not really needed, but I was just like, why not? I do a bunch of PvP, why not? But that's my Paragon. And I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace.